Welcome back to Cruise1st TV, everyone. Trust you are fine and dandy with a big smile on your face. It's time to get some holidays sorted for next year in this show, and we're off with Royal Caribbean on some right royal adventures around the world. Later, we're going to take you down under to Australia and the South Pacific on Voyager of the Seas for an unforgettable 12-night trip for early in 2026. We'll also get you the hottest ticket in town on board Icon of the Seas for an exciting Caribbean adventure for next November. In fact, myself and Mr. P and Rich behind the cameras were just saying it's about time we got some plans sorted for the back end of next year and into 2026. So maybe this show will help with that. Let's get started though with the good news that Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas is being amplified, and they're pulling out all the stops, spending over $100 million to add lots of exciting new features on board. Now, she's already a very, very popular ship, and she's doing a whole season next year out of Barcelona from April through to October. Well, we've put together a brand new package for 2 weeks away, enjoying Allure of the Seas for a week, but also teaming that up with fantastic stays. Now, we're going to fly you out first to somewhere I hadn't heard of before, actually, in Spain, Reus. And we have got a 5-night hotel stay booked for you in fabulous Salou. Now, Salou I have heard of. It's down the coast in Catalonia from Barcelona. It's about an hour and a half down the coast, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place, and there's so much to do near Salou. You may just choose to enjoy the beaches, but Portaventura, the big theme parks, are very close to there as well. And it's not just the roller coasters and whatever, there's lots more at Portaventura as well that's well worth going to. There's a lovely little tourist train in Salou to give you a flavour of the town. It's got about 25 different beaches. Levant Beach is the most popular one. That's the one you want to head through. There's a big coastal path you can walk, which is 6 miles long, so if you fancy a long walk you can get your steps in there. Salou Market is great. Plenty of ideas there for you for your 5 nights in Salou, and then we will transfer you from Salou up to Barcelona to the port to join Allure of the Seas, and here she is. Now, here is how she is currently, but she is being amplified I think it's in March actually, and Royal are spending over $100 million on adding new bits and pieces to kind of bring her up to date with the rest of the Oasis class there. So they're adding the Ultimate Abyss, you know, the big like 10-deck blue slides that come down, and they are brilliant. Bit quicker than an elevator as well, let me tell you. They're very good. They're also adding the Perfect Storm as well, which is the water slides. They're upgrading Splash Away Bay, so a big water park for the kids there. There's a Royal Escape Room coming in, which is brilliant. There's also an Apollo 18 lunar landing coming in. It just says here, see if you can land the Luna. It's one giant leap for puzzle kind. I want to know more. Lots of dining and bars being added as well, which is great. You've got the Bow and Stern English pub on board, which is always nice to disappear into. You've got the music hall live venue as well. That's getting a refresh, which will be lovely. It's great in the evenings. Watch the live shows and the live music there. Kind of doubles as a bit of a nightclub as well, but one day where you can sit down, which is quite nice actually. I quite like that. Spotlight karaoke is there, which is good. We all like a bit of karaoke, don't we? Croaking out. And listen, if you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of lots of strangers, you can have private little karaoke rooms, which is a great experience. We've all done that as a Cruise1st TV team. We did it a few years ago, actually, didn't we? We did it in Manchester at Christmas, and it was brilliant to do because you can literally, quite literally, murder any song you like, and you're just there with dear friends who will never record it on their mobile phones for posterity or blackmailing reasons for years to come. It's fantastic. It's lovely. You can have a great time. Of course, you've got the ice rink on board. There's shows there on the ice, as well as you being able to skate as well. Lots of fabulous restaurants going in, including brand new will be the Mason Grill as well, which does all of the Southern American, you know, fried chicken and that kind of stuff in there, which is always very, very nice. That'll please Mr. P if we go on board. But Allure is one of the big Oasis ships, so going to be absolutely fantastic. Of course, you can go zip lining, and that's quite a thrill to do, actually, especially out in the sun. You know, get the pictures taken as well. It's one of those things where you think either that is for me or it really isn't for me. But even if it isn't for you, watching other people doing it is just as much fun, let me tell you. I love all the different districts inside on these ships as well, because it means that there's a massive variety of different spaces to be, and feels. Feels is all about is the word that holidays are all about these days, isn't it? So out of Barcelona, we're going to Palma de Mallorca. Vibrant, laid-back city, the biggest city in Palma, which is very, very nice indeed. Lots of high-end shopping there for you, and of course, the wonderful cathedral. We've got a day at sea, and then we're going to La Spezia in Italy, which is great. You can go to the Cinque Terre there, of course, the 5 towns, or you can head into Pisa from there. I love Pisa. I just love sitting near the tower in one of those cafes there and just watching the world go by. Here's a place to not watch the world go by. Get involved in Rome. Go and see the Colosseum. Go and see the big attractions. It's wonderful. Of course, go and eat some fabulous food while you're in Rome as well. We move on to Naples. And this is your gateway, of course, to the Isle of Capri, the Amalfi Coast, the ruins of Pompeii. Massive choices. Go on an excursion, make your own way around, completely up to you. That's the lovely thing. And Italy is just such a nice place to be, isn't it, in September? And it'll be a bit brighter than it will be here in the UK. Now, we end the cruise in Barcelona, but we're staying for 2 nights here, which is wonderful. It's what you want to do, isn't it? Because we didn't get to see it really first time around. We had our transfer from our hotel in Salou to the port in Barcelona, but we didn't get to see Barcelona. So a couple of nights in a hotel at the end of the holiday will round off things very, very nicely indeed. It's a lovely city to be in. It's nice and chilled. And the great thing is, of course, it's only a couple of hours flight, isn't it? Which is brilliant. Back to the UK. You're going to love this. Now, there's lots of different dates on the package. So if you like the idea of the package, so you fly out to Reus, you stay in Salou, you have your Allure cruise, couple of nights in Barcelona, and then come back. We've got loads of dates between April and October. But I'm going to give you a price for our date, which is the 2nd of September. And that includes, obviously, the flight out to Barcelona. Reus even, sorry. 5 nights in a hotel in Salou, your transfer to the port in Barcelona, your 7-night cruise on Allure of the Seas, and 2 nights in Barcelona in a hotel. And of course your flight back to the UK. And a partridge in a pear tree. So the price for the 2nd of September is... You can do a deposit on this, by the way, today. Just $399 each you can put down as a deposit today to lock this in. $1,499 per person. And that's a cheeky couple of weeks of holiday there. Really, really nice. You've got your 5 nights kind of on the beach and just exploring around Salou. Go and do the, Portaventura and all the other bits and pieces there are to do there. Then have your Allure cruise. So that's like another holiday on its own, isn't it? Then have a little bit of a mini break in Barcelona at the end. And you can always add more nights in either Salou or Barcelona to this package, no problem whatsoever, just by talking to the team. Now, if you want to upgrade on the cruise itself on Allure, because you've got fabulous balconies there that look into the ship or look out to sea, let's have a look at the prices to upgrade to there. So you've got ocean view, you've got balcony, and you've got suite prices there for you as well. It's a lovely ship, fantastic ship, honestly, absolutely brilliant. And remember, when you're on, she's going into dry dock in March for a few weeks, and they are spending $100 million on amplifying. That means renewing and refreshing, and they are adding as well. It's not just, new carpet here, new liquor paint there. This is new restaurants, this is new attractions, this is bringing it up to the same standards as the rest of the Oasis class. It actually shocked me, to be honest with you. Allure of the Seas has actually been around since 2010. Which feels like forever, but she still feels absolutely fantastically brand new. After that amplification, she is going to be so much brighter, bigger, bolder, and better. I tell you what, though, so many people absolutely love cruise adventures, and once you get cruising, you really do get cruising because it's such a lovely way to holiday, and it's great fun. Don't take my word for it, though. Look at this.
What is not to love about cruising? It's waking up every day with a brand new adventure at different ports.
People say, you do it every year, and I say yes. And it's not what you think. You must try one. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And they think it's very, very expensive when it's not. When you break it down, you'll get an absolute bargain for your food, your drink, and the luxury of being on this boat.
When you're on a cruise, you're away from everything. You're away from all the problems, as long as you leave your phone at home and you know, all that stuff. You're away from people, you're away from cooking. No cooking, no takeaways, nothing like that. You can ring up and get something brought to your room quite easily, no problem.
Do it while you've got whoever your significant other is in your life. Because one day they might not be there, but then you will have the knowledge of knowing you can carry on cruising and carry on enjoying and having a good time.
Ah, lovely Jilly. Lovely Jilly, lovely Mo, lovely everyone. Can't wait to see some of you again later on in the year as well. Very, very exciting. Right, back to Royal Caribbean, and next we're getting you on board Icon of the Seas, the incredible mega ship from Royal Caribbean, on a package that we've put together for you with dates ranging from now, right the way through to April in 2026, whenever that is. And one date to remember is the 6th of November next year. And we're almost sold out for this date, actually. It's going to be 10 nights all in, and we're flying off first to Miami. Miami Vice, everyone. Get your shades out, get your shorts on. Make sure your hairy chest is well manicured while you're enjoying time on lovely South Beach there with the beautiful people. You've got 2 nights there in a hotel. I long to see Miami. I am seeing it very, very briefly in a couple of months' time, and I can't wait because it just looks amazing. And the more people you know that have been there, that come back with their stories, the more you think, I've got to see it for myself. Wonderful. 2 nights there in a hotel, and then it is time for us to cruise on Icon of the Seas. Oh my word. Now, I went on board Wonder of the Seas when she first launched. I haven't yet been on board Icon, and it really is the hottest ticket in town. We can't get anywhere near it for love nor money because the cruises are booked out so quickly and so far ahead. Because you know Icon right now, all the way through this year, through next year, and well into 2026 as well. She's simply going between Miami and the Caribbean and back, and she's doing this like, it's 7-night itinerary, I think, isn't it? That she's doing different itineraries in and out of Miami all the way through. Now, you cannot not know about this ship. I mean, it was on all the news, wasn't it, when she launched back in, was it January or February? Only this year, which is incredible. So she's so brand new out on the ocean waves. And of course, there is only one Icon of the Seas. There's more in the Icon class coming. Of course there is. It's Royal Caribbean. They never stand still for long. But right now, the whole world is kind of trying to get a place on one of these cruises, and she really is an incredible ship. I mean, listen, if the ship never went anywhere, if it just docked in Miami forever and people got on and stayed like it was a hotel that didn't move, they'd have the most incredible time. They would have that really wonderful immersive experience. You know, when you get on board, and this isn't the case with all cruise ships, but when you get on board a ship and you are so kind of captivated by the whole vibe going on board that you forget the rest of the world, then you really know that you're on holiday. Then you really know that you've escaped from absolutely everything. I mean, if you've got the family with you, fantastic, because of course Royal Caribbean is great for people of all ages. So if you've got kids, you know, children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whatever, they're going to have an absolutely wonderful time. If you don't have children, or you know, you've not got children with you, do you know what, you still have the absolutely greatest time. And what Royal Caribbean are really clever at is actually saying, okay, well, the kids stuff is down there in that zone, and the family stuff is down there in that zone, and the escape from it all, adults quiet time, is over there. So, you know, people of different interests can all have their thing. And of course, when it comes to dining suits everyone, because for the kids there's the kind of more grab and go kind of thing you can do. In the family zone there are family restaurants, and then you've got the quiet dining, which is, you know, kind of adults territory, so really grown up dining, if you like. Fantastic shows on board, of course. You know how much Royal Caribbean invest in their entertainment. So 7 nights out of Miami, 2 days at sea, and you need those 2 days at sea to get halfway around the ship and have a look. And your first port is Philipsburg in St. Martin. We have talked about it so many thousands of times. You only need to look at the pictures to know that we're in the Caribbean. We've escaped. Next, we go on to Charlotte Amalie in St. Thomas. You've got Blackbeard's Castle here. You've got Megan's Bay, which is really, really popular. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Or just enjoy some of the wonderful shopping in the Caribbean. Another day at sea, and then you have got probably the biggest highlight of all of the Icon of the Seas cruises, because this is like, you just know how it's going to feel to be on board Icon. Well, when you get off of Icon, directly off the ship, straight onto Perfect Day at Coco Cay, it is like everything that Icon has, the feel, the vibe, the thrill, the activity, but it's just on land. So you're just going from one perfect paradise escape to another for the day. And there is so much that you can get involved in while you are there. You know, there are quiet places for you to be, there are family places, there are water slides, there are thrills and spills. You choose how you dip in and out of them. And because remember, of course, you port straight onto the island. You can see the ship there, which is brilliant. So, you know, no tendering back and forwards. You come and go as you want to. What a wonderful day. Well, that's probably why they call it Perfect Day, right? And then you come back into Miami and fly back to the UK in absolute tears. I'll be like, no, I want to go back. But the great thing is you can, because this same holiday is happening over and over and over and over and over again. This package runs from now right the way through to April in 2026. I'm going to give you a date for that November, for the 6th of November next year, but you've got loads of other dates you can pick from. Just talk to the team. Obviously, price varies by date, so have a word with them. But let's price up this 6th of November for next year, because what's November like here in the UK? Well, look out the window. You'll see. Bit like that, isn't it, really? So, your flight to Miami, let's get you out of here. Your flight to Miami, 2 nights in a hotel there, 7 nights on Icon of the Seas in the Caribbean, including that perfect day at Coco Cay, and your flight back from Miami in tears. Deposits today of just £199 per person. That was nearly a real tear there. Here's your price tag for the whole jolly lot. And of course, you can tinker with this package as well. More nights in Miami, somewhere else from Miami at the end, you know, completely up to you. You can really tailor this. But that's your base price for the 6th of November, which is pretty good. Oh, hang on a minute. Also on this date, and this date is getting close to selling out as well, by the way. Can we still do this? If you upgrade to Ocean View for this date, 6th of November, this is how far in advance you need to be. But if you upgrade and pay the Ocean View price, we'll upgrade you to a balcony. I can't remember how it works there on Icon. I've not been on yet. Let's have a look at the price for that then, shall we? Oh. So that's just over 20 quid more per night to have a balcony. That's not bad going, is it? That's not bad going at all. And if you do want to add more nights in Miami, no problem, just talk to the team. Ooh, toughie now, isn't it? I know this is a year away, but because you can do it with a low deposit today, £199 each today, you could just cheekily sneak in your Ocean View to balcony upgrade, couldn't you? £159 more. What do you think? And listen, if you're thinking about how amazing this is, this holiday, if you wanted to combine it with maybe an Orlando stay as well, because of course when you come back into Miami, we could get up to Orlando, couldn't we, and have a few nights there in a hotel, and then you can go and do the parks in Orlando before you come back. Completely up to you. It's amazing, isn't it? Anyway, call us. I know, too many ideas, right? 0800 953 4700. Now, we've still got some quick picks from Royal Caribbean on the way. And next, it's one of our proudly exclusive offers here at Cruise First. We're heading to Australia in the South Pacific with them on a wonderful 12-night package for the 10th of March in 2026. And we fly you off first to Brisbane in Australia. Now, you settle in here. You've got 2 nights in a hotel before we cruise. Let me tell you a little bit more about Brisbane as well. It's a wonderful part of Australia. Of course, the great thing about wherever a cruise starts is it's coastal. So you know there's going to be a beach not too far away. Brisbane's a lovely city, actually. There's lots to do. Take a trip up to the Gold Coast, maybe. See the Palazzo Versace there. Surfers Paradise, not too far away. The Broadwater Canal. Hungry Jack's. That looks like a burger place that needs investigating, doesn't it? Anyway, you've got a couple of nights there in Brisbane. Then it's time for us to cruise. Royal Caribbean, of course, Voyager of the Seas. Now, these days, by today's cruising standards, this is like a little tiny ship these days, really. Around 3,500 passengers, which is quite a wee baby for Royal Caribbean. But all of the essential favourites that you love, as you can see, are on board. We're seeing some of the speciality dining there. The Flow Rider is there on board for you as well. The climbing wall, the famous climbing wall. Never take that for granted. It's a bigger challenge than you think it's going to be. Fabulous parades that happen through the Royal Promenade there. Great shows for you to enjoy, live music, live production shows, so don't think because this is a smaller ship that there are less choices or there's less Royal Caribbean about this ship. Oh my word, you'll love it, because there are great parties that happen, of course, as you saw there, that you can get involved with. You've got the ice skating rink on board. You do wonder sometimes, don't you, how they get all of these things onto these ships. It's incredible though, they do, and there's still room for bedrooms. It's amazing, really, isn't it? Love it. Love cruising. It's a great way to holiday, especially when you're doing it in this part of the world, because if you were flying to all the places we're about to cruise to, it'd be a nightmare in tickets and arrangements and sat in airport lounges waiting for delays and cancellations and things like that. Just walk with us through all the places. Remember, you've flown all the way to Australia, so you've got the long bit of the journey out of the way now. Now it's time to enjoy some fabulous ports like Noumea in New Caledonia. Tropical island, second largest reef after the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Wonderful beaches there, and you can take a taxi boat to Duck Island from there as well, which sounds nice. Wonder if there are ducks there. Mystery Island in Vanuatu is next. You can enjoy lovely fresh coconuts on the beach here. The locals have wonderful food on offer. You can take a snorkel safari. I've never snorkeled. I would love to try, actually, because I bet it's great looking under the water. Next we go into Port Vila, again in Vanuatu. Vanuatu, by the way, in the South Pacific is like somewhere in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Beautiful. And this is the capital and the largest seaport city here, but it's got great markets, lovely beaches and a real feel of paradise. Day at sea, and then we are back into Brisbane, 2 days at sea, in fact, and we're back into Brisbane, and then we fly back to the UK. But of course, if you're in Australia and you're thinking, right, okay, well, I've seen Brisbane, I would like to see Sydney or Melbourne or Adelaide or somewhere else in Australia, just talk to us. We'll arrange city flights for you within Australia as well. So you can see even more of it if you want to. In fact, there is another little cheeky cruise you can add to the end of this, actually, which will be a 7-night cruise up to Queensland. But I'll come back to that in just a second. So many ideas I've got today. Exclusive package to us here at Cruise1st. We're very proud of this as well. So you fly off to Brisbane in Australia for a 2-night hotel stay there, and then you enjoy Voyager of the Seas with Royal Caribbean for 8 nights around the idyllic South Pacific, back to Brisbane, and of course your flight back to the UK. Your deposit on this package today is just £199 each, so if you want to get it in the diary and locked in for the price, just £199 each deposit today. And the price, Mr. P, if you will, rolling those numbers, here they come. Wowzers. See, this is why so many people have not been to Australia, because you start pricing out flights and you just go, okay, that's why I've never been there before. Because you look at the price of flights and they scare you away. With this, you've got your flights to and from Brisbane and a fabulous cruise and a stay in Brisbane as well. It's brilliant. Now, to this, you can, as I mentioned before, you can add a 7-night Queensland cruise, which goes up basically the right-hand side of Australia. So it goes up to Cairns and Airlie Beach, which are the ports for the Barrier Reef, which would be lovely to do. And if you want to do that, an extra $799 on this would get you an extra cheeky week. Well, you're in Australia already, why not? Be rude not to, almost, wouldn't it? Fantastic. Now, if you want to upgrade based on this package here, let's go and check out the prices for those. Oh, Royal Caribbean, you've done it again, haven't you? Cheeky ocean view upgrade. I'd check those out to make sure they're still available as well, because they could shoot up in price at any moment. £99 more to go Ocean View. When you're in this kind of price bracket, extra £99, that'd be nice. And listen, again, if you want to take up some of those other ideas as well, remember on this one, you're sailing in and out of Brisbane and staying there. You want to do anything else on the way back, you want to see somewhere else in Australia, we'll get the national flights and the hotel sorted for that as well. Make it part of your package. Just call us on 0800 953 4700. It is exclusive to us. So actually, that means that actually we've got together with Royal Caribbean and done a very, very special deal there that actually probably sounds better than going directly to Royal Caribbean themselves. Anyway, it's time for some quick picks around the world now with Royal Caribbean, so let's check those out. Let's start with RC626 then, which is a fabulous Alaska cruise on Radiance of the Seas for May. You fly out to Vancouver for a 2-night hotel stay there and then cruise Alaska for 7 nights with a free Ocean View upgrade, if you don't mind, from $1,699 per person. Low deposit on that one today, and other dates on the package from May to September next year. Call us for more details. Middle one, RC627, is a taster cruise on the newly amplified Allure of the Seas. Be one of the first to see the changes and see Mamma Mia. The full production show is on Allure next season as well. So you can go on the 11th of April on a 4-night cruise to and from Barcelona with flights from just $799 per person, which is pretty awesome, isn't it? Talk to the team about adding to that a stay in Barcelona as well if you fancy. Great to see Mamma Mia on board as well, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. It's only Royal Caribbean that do these massive, massive shows that we all know and love. And the third one on the quick picks there, RC628, is a 3-night taster cruise on Independence of the Seas. No fly on the 19th of September, heading off to Bruges in Belgium over a weekend from £375 per person. And of course, on Independence of the Seas, you can watch Greece is the Word. You can watch the full production show of Greece on Independence of the Seas. And of course, she's no fly the whole of next season in and out of Southampton. And when I say next season, I mean April, May through to October, I think it is, for Independence of the Seas next year, which will be pretty awesome. That's just a few ideas as well, by the way. I mean, Royal Caribbean have, I forget how many ships they've got. It's something like 20 or 30, isn't it? Ships these days, Royal Caribbean having the fleet. They're here, there and everywhere around the world. And we do every single ship, every single itinerary, wherever they are around the world, we can hook you up with a Royal Caribbean cruise. They're all on our website. Most of them are on our website. And if it's not on our website for any reason, you just pick up the phone and you call our team on 0800 953 4700 and we'll sort it for you and we'll build a package for you. And what's the advantage of booking a package through us? Well, we're APTA bonded, we're ATL protected, so that means that when we build a package, then every single penny that is within that package that you spend is completely protected. It's brilliant. It's like handing over the responsibility from you to someone else, and it's great. And the brilliant thing is we can unlock savings that aren't available even sometimes by going directly to the cruise line themselves, because we build and orchestrate and we're buying on behalf of so many different people all at the same time. So seriously, check us out. And if you've seen other cruise offers on TV anywhere, are there any? Are there any? Are there? I don't think so, but if you did see any, come to us because we'll match or beat those prices. No problem whatsoever. Thanks for your company as always. Cheeky me, we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.